Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome to my first campaign for Amplitude Studios Humankind. We are going to, as you've guessed by the title, do as much as possible a water world scenario. And with the limitations of the creator profile as possible, I tried my best to imitate a Kevin Costner type person. It's not terribly close, but I looked at some pictures and this was about as close as I could get for the time consideration. So we're going to go over our map briefly, some things I want to do with the campaign overall, and we'll get right on into it. For one, we have our typical setup, a mix of Amplitude Studio devs and some streamers, some of my favorite streamers to watch and play with. We have our large world, and as best as we can, we are trying to get as much water on the map as humanly possible. So we have done quite a few continents, which I know isn't terribly Waterworld-esque, but again, the idea of less land able to be conquered at one time hopefully will create that sort of scenario and really push the idea of a water world. For pacing, we are going to go with the normal 300 turns to start out with, and then Nation, I feel, is conquerable enough for me that I feel comfortable enough to push the Empire difficulty. Now, this may end disastrously, probably will, knowing how things go on my end, but regardless, I think it'd be a fun little attempt to do. Now, for this one, we are going to try and go water, coastal, naval focus. So that means we'll probably go with the Phoenicians at first. We will hit the Carthaginians as the plan, and maybe get into the Norsemen, or do kind of that progression where we can move freely around with a naval focus. And in fact, forgot to name this to Waterworld. All right, so there's no guarantees what we're gonna get. Again, things are still needing to be optimized. We still have things that are missing, like resources on the maps and things of that nature. So it may get to a point where we may not have oil, for instance, or there may be one horse or one copper on the map. We're just gonna play this as it is because, you know what, I'm just excited to play a game. So as always, before we begin, if at any point you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, sub to the channel, because I have a list over here on my whiteboard of, I am not kidding you, no less than 14 different campaigns or scenarios that we could push in Humankind, and that's just right now. So there will be loads more content on the channel. And of course, turn on those bell notifications so you're always notified when a new video drops. With that out of the way, we will do a sort of beginners, or at least I will explain everything that I am doing in a manner that makes sense, and is also a little bit of a faster tutorial, beginner-friendly campaign than what my actual in-depth tutorial is. So now, that's all. Let's dive in.
Our universe contains infinite stories, most of which are about rocks and ice at sub-zero temperatures in a vacuum. Rather boring. However, on a small damp rock, there is a story that bears a second look. It's your story. But the first 4 billion years or so mostly concern amino acids. Not much of a page turner. But then, over time, the amino acids bond together and things start to get interesting and a bit drier. A certain subspecies of hominid discovers that you can do more with a sharp rock than annoy your little brother. Tools and weapons are invented. The hominids begin to cooperate. Fire becomes a servant rather than an unpredictable force of nature. They learn to tan the skins of animals for clothing. They learn ways to record and probably exaggerate their adventures. Eventually, these tribes learn to build shelters and immediately hold the first barbecue parties. This is the dawn of humankind. Struggle and cooperation have been rewarded. The Neolithic era draws to a close. The whole world beckons. This tribe has come far, but the rest of their story is your story. You are the one who will build them into a great civilization. How far will you push humankind? Across the world, nascent societies are taking a deep breath, looking across the landscape and preparing for greatness.
All right, here we are finally, and we've actually got a very interesting start. Looks like possibly an island already, and this is actually a nice place to start out with. We start on a river, so again, kind of that idea where if we were to cross a river, it soaks up all of our turns, but since we spawn on a river, we can freely move about the cabin and figure out where we want to go. A couple of things, I will always push for the knowledge star unless it just gets absolutely ridiculous, because that buff to industry, food, or science is going to be very much worth it. So we are naturally going to go after the knowledge star down here. We got 10 food, awesome. And this is, again, a nice place. We got some forests we can take advantage of, some mountains, a lot of food, and just a really, really good region that I wouldn't mind being in. If we get influence here, cool. We should probably drop a place, I want to say right here even. So this obviously gives you the most optimal spot. This is good, but I'm thinking for future proof, it would actually be better, yes, to drop something right here. I didn't see all this stuff. So normally I wouldn't drop it on a tile like this on a river, because then we can't exploit it. But by dropping it here, we actually get to take advantage of 3 river tiles instead. So that does make it a little more advantageous for us. Not to mention, we could expand. It's not a huge amount of expansion, but we can push some farmers markets here, farmers quarters, and then some industrial quarters. So we are going to do that right off the bat. And then we need to find us some woolly mammoths, because woolly mammoths, again, are kind of the best way to start gaining a lot of influence, so we can start conquering as many territories as possible. Speaking of a woolly mammoth, there is one right there. First, though, the seeds of an idea. The grain could feed the tribe twice over. But we could plant some as well. We are always going to go with plant, because that reduction for domestication is going to be fantastic. The mammoth has disappeared also. Let's go ahead and ride the river. This is going to soak up all of our points because we're actually accessing a different river. Oh, but we have 2 science things, as well as, holy cow, they're already expanding quite difficultly. I wish I could speak. Let's go ahead and see how they're doing. That only gave us 1 science. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. I wish it had given a little more. And I feel like we're gonna have to start expanding really quickly. Are you gonna come up here? Okay, we can't do that just yet. We are gonna come down here, snag him before he moves a boot. And we have the high ground, but I'm actually going to see if he will come after me here. Awesome. So he was not very smart in doing that, because he actually is now on that river tile. Of course, he's an animal. Can't expect him to just act like a unit, a regular normal unit, but that's okay. We should be able to kill him. Fantastic. 20 influence and 20 food. You know what? We should probably grab what we can while we can grab it. And while this isn't a fantastic place, again, taking advantage of all those tiles will be. Did someone already advance to another era? I don't believe so. No, someone's discovered a place. That's fine. I'm okay with that. It's the other thing, already moving on. Mortuary, anyone, disposal of the dead is a greater concern now that roots have been made and your outpost population is growing. A delay in performing last rites on some recent dead has attracted wolves, threatening the balance of departing spirits and jeopardizing their path to the other world. All right, do we embrace the new ways, or do we stick with the old customs? If we cremate, We will get +1 combat strength on our 3 tribesmen for 10 turns. That's not so much worth it to me. Embalm is probably what we are going to do. We already have domestication reduction, but again, I'm trying to work for that science, so we are going to work on embalming. Let's move here. Gather some last people. And then we'll start splitting. In fact, we could probably split now, and I am actually going to go ahead and attack these guys. They are, hopefully... There we go, perfect. And then we can move here. Awesome. Now they get combat strength, but we get a rear attack. Let's end the round and see if they come out and attack me. They don't. Okay, well, we will go ahead and just gang up on them. Now, I attacked them because they are expanding quite quickly, and I don't want that. I'm gonna go hard because I don't know what Empire has in store for me. There we go. Awesome, we did it. Let's go ahead and, oh, we can't split until the next turn. Let's split. And go down here, and then we are gonna come over here. This looks like a really good spot, so I might take it. And we already have 2 factions who have already advanced to the next era. All right, we have 4 factions that have already advanced. The Phoenicians are still unlocked. Typically, they don't choose the Phoenicians for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but we should be safe to keep the Phoenicians, and they are still a rather decent place, a decent faction to choose. Okay, so we have 2. We can take these guys on because they don't have reinforcements yet. That's actually not going to help us. Let's do this and see where they go. Okay. So I'm going to go here, and then we're going to zone of control them there. All we have to do is hold it for a couple of rounds. That hurts a lot. Let's come up here, let's go up here, and then we still have a massive deficit to them. So now that we have control of this, I'm interested to see if they'll come down over an attack. Awesome. That's exactly what I was hoping for. All right, we'll end the turn. That's okay. We can enter a new era, but I'm not going to do it yet. We still need this science. And we got a science there. We can grab this science and hopefully this science, and that's all we might need. I don't know who these people are. I don't know if they've chosen a culture yet. It looks like they have. Let's go this way and actually hit them like this. And then, oh, awesome. Yes, fantastic. Get off that river tile and take them out. Perfect. And then we can come over here and sack that place, which is what I really want to do with it. We have nowhere else to go. Okay, so Babylon. It is indeed. They are a living, breathing faction that we have to contend with now. We have 9. Let's get that one more. I am going to sack this settlement. It's going to take 7 turns. That's a lot of turns. We actually may not do that. Let's go here. Awesome. That gets us our era star, our knowledge star. The Egyptians have been chosen, so I should still be able to push, but as you can see, we are surrounded immediately. And that's not good. A tribe's legacy, though, you stand at a crossroads. For many moons, the tribe has trekked the wilderness slowly, tortuously, learning the secrets of this world. Now you must decide what domain the tribe will truly sharpen its knowledge for the ages to come. Will you be renowned as makers, farmers, or charmers? So before we decide that, let's take a look. We have 13 food and 9 industry, 9 food there. We could probably, I don't know if we can take this or not. That's quite a few turns to do it in. I say we go for, let's go for food. It will allow us to have more people per, and as much as I enjoy the sciencey things, I feel like population is going to be really, really important. Let's go with plant lore. So now our farmers will make 7 food per population instead of 6 food, which just allows a little more time to push the things that we need to push. All right, so we can level up now. Everyone's been chosen, but basically me. We have the Assyrians to choose from, we have the Hittites, we have the Phoenicians, and we have the Zhao. Now the Zhao would be good. I do believe we have, we actually don't have mountains, so that wouldn't be good. I said I was gonna pick Phoenicians. Now the Phoenicians have a merchant affinity, and that means we earn more fame when pursuing the merchant Aristars, which means we should focus relatively a lot on money generation. But we can also use influence to take on resources and to invest in other resources, which is going to be great. Now the Phoenicians, they have +2 money per trader. We have a haven, which gives us money per adjacent coastal water, money per adjacent lake, and a trader slot on the city or an outpost. It also acts as a farmer's quarter and a market quarter, which means that anytime we have any sort of constructible or technology that benefits either of those, we get access to both. And then lastly, a bioream will help us explore. And if we could see here, we do have a good chunk of coastal water. So that is going to be the most beneficial for us. Let's go ahead and adopt it. Kevin Costner, you got your Phoenicians outfit on.
The challenges of a young civilization. It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't. Humankind learns quickly that everyone contributes. If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay.
All right, there we go. Matter of diplomacy, word reach you of the Mycenaeans and the Babylonians. So these guys, I do believe, are the Babylonians. All right, well, we aren't gonna mess with them. I'm already sacking one of their cities, which will now, or regions, which will be done in 2 turns. No worries there. We can go here, Lost Souls 2. We did get that debuff where, unfortunately, we don't get access to the extra unit because of disease. But as far as I know, I don't have this territory. We need 60 influence to take it anyways. Oh no, we only need 20. That's what I figured. So this has a ton of industry. And in fact, if I put it here, even though we're only gonna absorb this stuff, we can always get a maker's quarter and take advantage of it there. So this is going to be the better spot. Awesome. And then what we are going to do here first is I'm going to push the pottery workshop because we need that desperately. Now, as you can see, it does increase the amount that we have to, that we have before we can make it. So we'll be better off there. And I could probably deposit 1 dude into my main area to absorb it. I think that's what we'll do. So that way we're making even food. So we did that. I am not going to push that at all. We have the Babylonians as well. He's impulsive, he's hateful and vindictive. Neither of these are things that I want in a person to be at my border. So we will be very war focused right at the beginning. And as such, we don't have, we do have copper. We have copper close by. We do have a lot of saffron, which is going to be good. That's going to give me a lot of stability and food pretty much right off the bat. I wish I could click here and see where that is. That's okay though. As for technology, let's go ahead and hit up the city defense so I can get a warrior. Those are going to be our best units right off the bat. Domestication would be good, but we don't have any horses at the moment. Actually, forget that. We're going to do calendar first, and then city defense, and then carpentry, so we can start focusing on our troops. Let's go ahead and move our guys into this area. so I can deposit one of them. We do have a battle going. They are trying to attack me with their measly scout when we have 3. I don't know how well that's going to work for them. Let's go ahead and... No, that's actually a good spot. Let's switcheroo. They tried their best, but I do have the high ground, Anakin. And I can attack you again. Let's go... Is this high ground? No, but we can go defensive, and that will help. They will probably attack me over here. Okay, they don't. Last huzzah. There we go. And our troops have gained... Oh, wow, they're going to attack me again. Bring it on, man. The more the merrier, because it simply gives me a fantastic way to build up my veterancy. Yep, you're gonna go there. That's your most logical spot. Makes sense. Unfortunately for you, it's not enough. And I'm gonna go defensive again because we are a bit wounded, and even though we have a good advantage, it's not enough of an advantage that I want to try and take advantage of. Awesome. They don't really know what to do, so we got that down pretty good. All right, so we already have 2 grievances, which I think is pretty hilarious. Oh, they actually integrated it, those suckers. Oh, they did. Okay.
I'm listening.
You attacked me.
It is simple, yes?
So as the Babylonians, let's take a look at... I don't remember what their emblematic unit is, but we really should probably get the heck out of Dodge and see if we can't push something else. What do we got over here?
Oh.
You gotta give me some money. I'm not gonna do that right off the bat. I don't trust you one single bit. Let's go ahead and disband a single unit. We could actually disband 2 because they consume 1 less. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. There we go. Cool. All right, we are going to do an expert policy, and what I want to do is I want to do food first, then industry, and then money for the time being. We're going to push that guy over there, and then we're going to build a quarter. Let's get over to here, and we will rest up until we are fully healed, and then we'll have to figure out where we need to conquer. We are quite literally surrounded. It's not ideal, but I think we can push through. So we can see we are finally pushing back. I think we will be able... So they actually have 1 more than what we are pushing. It might actually be 2 more. I feel that we can get through this. I'm going to attach... Let's see, do we want to attach... That extra 3 industry could actually probably help us a bit more right now. So we will do that number. We're already at 3 out of 12, which isn't too shabby. We're making that farmer's quarter. It's going to be a little bit hairy, but I think we'll be able to successfully get through it. Do you start off with a defense right off the bat is what I'm curious about. We have an osmosis event. Ooh, this is going to help us. Oh, we don't have 48. But we can boost our own research. That gave us calendar, which also means, oh, we can't buy it out just yet. Man, early game influence is a bit killer. But we can exploit that, which will give us 2 food per saffron. So that's 6 food overall, and then 12 stability, which will be very crucial. More in the later era than right now, but still useful nonetheless. And then we are filled up. Let's go ahead and attack this boyo. Instantly kill him. We do need to start exploring a bit as well, just to see what else we have on our plate that we can exploit. Okay, so I think we do have a horse, and we do have copper in here. And we are going to need to take on, I feel like we should probably take on the Babylonians first. Empire Foundation, Founding Myths, and Legitimacy. So here we go. I'm going to start right off the bat. We're going to do 5 influence on the main plaza, which is going to get us over there. And we have enough. I'm going to do minus 50%. We're going to hold off on this. I don't have room to expand. Oh my word, this is a tiny island. You can already see we are up against another empire. This is going to be a really interesting campaign. 80 to attach that is all that we need. And since we don't have anywhere else to go, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to start wrecking all of these forests. And that'll give us a bit of an industry boost as we prep to be able to take on all of the areas that we need to take on. I really need to attach this last one as well. City defenses, we can start building both garrisons and now we can build warriors. It's going to take 3 population to do that. That's okay. That's okay. What are we doing here?
You are the last person I want to see.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm okay with that completely. They have no more turns left. Oh, we can't clear forest until we research. Until we research carpentry. Well played, well played. And we already have mercenaries. Oh my word, this is a very interesting campaign. Oh, I'm actually really excited because it means it will be much more difficult than I anticipated. Let's go ahead and attach that. We are suffering a little bit of a stability issue, but it's all right. We're going to clear forests and we will get 20 from it. Yeah, 20, that's fine. 3 turns there. We now have some research that we need to get into, and that will be fishing. That will give us a good money boost. And then we're also going to go into domestication and bronze working because we will be able to get some help there.
Did anyone ever tell you how ugly you are?
All right. We are working on the last little bit of our artisans' quarters, and we can take advantage of gold as well, which gives us 2% money per gold, which is fantastic. Yeah, we're going to keep cranking on people. 6 out of 17. That is quite a bit. Yeah, we're rocking it. We're doing okay. I'm actually quite confident in our ability to take on some of these things. Let's go ahead and buy this extractor, which will give us more food. So you can see right there, 6 food on a farmer's quarter, 12 stability on all cities. So we're actually already making 10 on that single farmer's quarter, which is bonkers. And we're gonna do this right here. We're gonna pay attention to our stability. I can get a garrison, which we do want to build on this high ground. And I may actually go ahead and build it. Because if we have a garrison here, when they come and attack, it'll give us defensive stuff and it will also increase our stability. Finally, we can create our own religion. If we go faith per number of attached territories, we have 3 territories, that's 15 faith right now. But with how limited things are, I'm tempted to go with shamanism, because it has a greater chance of increasing as we move along. I'm thinking. The odds of us getting to 17 at the moment before the attached territories, we'll go with polytheism. And that does mean we need to push our religion as much as possible, but not at the expense of, right now, a garrison. A carcass of riches. Wild animals in the forest around Byblos have always been hunted, but now an inventor believes the carcass can be put to uses. They believe the carcasses can be harvested for their military, decorative, or subsistence. If we militarize, we get patriotic on Byblos, which would really help us right now. If we prosperous, we would give us 5 money. That's pretty good. If we did harvest, it would give us 5 food. Now, I'm all for moving towards homeland because I do believe homeland gives you money, combat strength on a unit. That's what we need for sure. Okay, we're switching things around because we're reacting to what needs to be done. We could even go an archer. Now I know we're queuing up a lot of things. but I think it's going to be very beneficial. All right, so we cleared that forest. Let's continue on to the next one. We just have woolly mammoths wandering around. It's no big deal, everybody. I'm not too terribly concerned. When it comes to civics and stuff, let's go ahead and enact codified laws that's going to push us even more towards progress, and will also boost our science a smidgen. And we're on our way. We're making bacon. All right, we've got our first warrior. We're gonna have him camp until everyone else is done. Is there anything I can push? There we go. They withdrew it. Nice. And we might be okay with the Mycenaeans.
I'm listening.
Let's see if they'll even do it. They won't do it. That's fine. That gives me a casus belli, a grievance against them, which isn't very much, but it's enough. All right, so Byblos has converted to a new religion, and instead of Phoenicians' polytheism, let's go to Waterworldism. There we go. And we're already pushing our religion a bit harder. And unfortunately, they are pushing their culture on me quite hard. I'm pushing 24. I shouldn't be so iffy on these areas. That's okay though. We're gonna get another boost to our technology. We are going to continue to clear forests because it's helping us generate our people much faster. And in fact, we'll do that so we can get our archer. Now we do have more than enough to take them on. And we can see here they already have their Sabu Sakasti, which, stronger when standing on a friendly district. They have 23 combat strength, and hopefully they don't have more than that unit there. I'm hoping and praying, because if they do, we are in a bit of a pickle. And Empire, goodness gracious, look at that. We're in 7th place. Yikes. That's all right. Let's go ahead and head over here. Continue on, my friends. We will... Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we are okay. If we come over to here, we can see that they are aggressive. Their war support is lower than ours, but strength-wise, I think we're okay. I don't know if we should risk it or not. The pecking of poultry, the art of divination spreads across the empire. Pre-search for messages from the gods and animal entrails, the flights of birds, wheeling of stars, and holy decoctions, and elsewhere. But now it's getting a little bit outrageous. If we embraced it, it would move us towards collectivism, which I do believe is an increase in industry. Awesome. If we went to forbid, it would actually move us backwards towards tradition and give us 25% faith, which is good. I mean, the more faith we have, the better. But I'm going to go with reason, because I do want to keep pushing that. We actually get a boost towards science completely. We get 5 science for 10 turns, and then that will bring us down a smidgen, but it's not enough to where I'm too concerned. All right, so this is the decision we need to make, whether or not we should attack. Now I can hang out here and have them attack me, which may be the more beneficial choice at the moment. 2% money is nice, and that force stability is going to help us bump up a little bit. Let's delete that. Let's move towards industry. Let's go ahead and do it. He's gonna be ticked.
What is it?
Oh wow, he's just saying, what is it? All right, so our only enforcement is $100, which isn't bad. But again, I hope, oh goodness, no. Oh no. This is not what we want. I'll go ahead and start influencing them. We may be able to build a second city out of it. Fishing has been researched, which gives us access to our harbor, as well as 3 food on a harbor. We have unlocked our science star. All right, you gonna move away? Fantastic. Let's besiege the city.
All together.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Let's go ahead and assault it. Manual battle. We're gonna stick to the high ground as much as possible, and then we don't need full line of sight, although we should still get it right there. All right, we're gonna end the deployment. We all do. Awesome. Now they still hit heckin' hard. 6 from fortification, 4 from building cover, and 2 from defending.
All together.
Goodness gracious. Let's go. Let's see, no one can get above me, and this is actually higher ground. Let's see what happens when we defend. Oh, they are able to bring in reinforcements. What? I don't know if I agree with that. There we go. There we go. That's fair. That's all fair. I'm almost wondering if it isn't beneficial just to hang out again. I think it would be. Let's attack this dude. And then we're gonna defend. Everyone gets a defender bonus, which bumps us up, I do believe, by 2 combat strength. That's a little bit iffy. We may actually lose a unit here. We might lose a unit. Wow, wish I could talk. Talking is difficult. Let's... Let's take out this guy. And then defend again. Let's actually not... Oh, we can't move that way. Huh. We're gonna defend once more. Awesome. And he's gonna come up and he's gonna suicide. That's gonna end our turn, but we will be able to take it in the next one. And we get a militarist star. So you can see already we're bumping up a little bit, but goodness gracious, purple's already got 1,800. Gotta love the AI in this game. We can still come back, maybe, eventually. We're gonna attack again. No one can come in, good. Let's go... Oh, they're playing. Interesting. Let's go and look at this. The darkest depths. Miners and prospective miners and their kin from Byblos are afraid. Oh, no. It's too late. I'm already looking at this event. Now rumors are rife that it was no ordinary bear that attacked the regiment, but a monstrous creature whose den is in the city's nearby mine. If we dismiss, we will get -10 stability for 10 turns, but 14 industry. We can get celebrating if we investigate it. If we embrace it, then we move back towards that, but we also get patriotic, which would give us some land unit buffs, or at least industry costs. We're gonna go with dismiss. I like my industry buffs. All right, so that does, all right, we don't actually have horses over there. But if we open this up, we can capture their flag. I don't know why it's not just giving us the win. There we go. Now, we had that osmosis event. I don't think they actually have another city unless this is theirs. Is this seriously theirs? They have another city. That's okay. We will recoup. We actually ended up not losing anyone in that, which is incredible. So we will be able to recoup. In fact, I could heal for 75 buckaroonies. That's not worth it. But we could go with cultural blessing. We could go with monoculturalism, which gives me stability on the main plaza and stability on an administrative center. Also moves us towards homeland, which gives us combat strength. Or we could do influence on a main plaza and influence on an administrator center. I'm going to do this. It moves us back towards the other axis, but its benefits for us culturally are going to be much, much greater. So there we go. Now we can't do anything with Babylon right now, and that's all right. We are going to sit here. We've got a builder star. The Olmecs have reached the classical era as the Celts. We've already got a faction leveling up. How maddening is that? Oh, goodness. Okay, so they lost their capital, but they have another one. We're going to go ahead. We were going to fight it, but apparently they don't want to fight, which is perfect for us because that brings down their war score even more. And then we're going to build, Byblos is going to build their obelisk to the gods. Now, we do need our havens, which means we are going to take advantage of this, which gives us 5 coastal water tiles. Excuse me, I sneezed. And it will benefit us. Oh, the lake. Okay. Now, it's not super incredibly amazingly beneficial, but we do get a lot of food simply because we have a lot of saffron. I guess we'll just build right here. Yeah, we'll build right here. That's fine with me. I have no issues with that. We also will level up, or heal up rather. Classical era as the Greeks. Man, they're all just moving along quick. I mean, we have 4 out of 7, so that's impressive still, but anyways, what do we got here? All right, so Saikana is loyal, careful, and trusting. They have our scientist and an artist. We will. Hello. Now we could get more saffron, or we could get gemstones. Saffron's going to be the easier one for us, because again, it's just going to push our food crazy good, and I'm all for that. And then hopefully that'll be the start of a somewhat decent relationship with them. We could explore down here. Let's go ahead and do it. Why don't you come down here and see what we got? We do have access to our copper and our horses, though, if we take this, which we most certainly will. You proposed that. What if you proposed... We proposed a non-aggression pact.
So, tell me.
I don't have 30 bucks.
This does...
That's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and venture over this way. I do believe those are the Babylons, though. Tojil has converted to a new religion, hopefully ours. There is some cultural conversion going on, and as you can see, we're finally starting to push back, but it is going to be an uphill battle. Goodness gracious, it's going to be an uphill battle for sure. I would prefer if you not be in my borders.
Very well. I accept these demands, begrudgingly.
Did they give me 100 bucks? They did give me 100 bucks. I just don't like people in my own borders. You know what I mean? Like, I said no. We have the scout rider over there. I don't think he's much of a threat. But we do need to consider maybe taking out these guys. I don't know that we could. There's 2 units of spears there. But we will get to the point where they won't attack me. And we could hire mercenaries, which would be useful in the near future. Let's go ahead and cut across there. All right. We do have a curiosity we could go nab. But I am more interested in trying to get down to over to here, because if we conquer this area too, we are able to get some, we're able to get both of their cities and maybe even knock them out right at the very beginning, which would be pretty nice. Army composition. Let's go with combat strength on a unit, moving us towards liberty. Liberty is a good way to go for myself because it gives us 4 influence on an emblematic district. So that piles up over time. And as nice as it would be to get minus 30%, that +1 combat's actually going to be much more beneficial for us. We got several people working on those guys, but they're peaceful, so I'm not going to worry about them. We're going to move down here. This doesn't seem like they're going to be doing much to me. They can try, but it will fail if they want to try and attack me because they are ponies. Now we are going to go sailing because it will give us our bireme. We can start exploring that way. Currently we can't build anything like that. And then we're going to do the wheel because it will give us access to our other territories much more quickly. We can bring on organized warfare after that so we can get some reinforcements in future battles. Riding is going to be after that because we do need to start building market quarters. We are a market-focused, gold-focused empire, as it were. So it makes sense to push that narrative. We got an Esthete Star, awesome. We're getting there. I know we're in 8th, but I don't take the early game stuff as seriously as it could be taken. Question is, do I want to fight?
All together.
They have lots of reinforcements. Well, darn it. That's unfortunate. That knocks us back a little bit. But also keeps us in here so we can rest up. Keepers of the Creed, an unexpected rivalry has erupted between 2 temples in Byblos, each representing a different set of Waterworldism. We're gonna go all. I want to push that as hard as I can. We successfully ransacked that area, and this looks like a fantastic place to colonize. Oh, look at that. It is indeed a great place to try and colonize. And we're still gonna win. I mean, if they come and attack me, that's fantastic, but they're not going to be able to do much. When it comes to these guys, let's take advantage of that. Oh, I was like, is that on my territory? How are they doing that? So they're gonna push that. So that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for us. Not so sure about this. Let's get over there and prepare for a battle. But I don't know that we're going to be able to actually do it. Once again, you're trespassing on my land.
Transgressions anger me. You must pay for my goodwill.
Fine, we'll withdraw those demands for now. I don't know what they have, and that's my only hesitancy. It looks like a bunch of scouts and some warriors. But I can't go on a two-faced war like that. Or two-front war. Okay. We'll have to judge how we want to do that. Now, we don't have a lot of time left before the end of this first episode. I do want to get this war resolved.
What is it?
We will be there in just a handful of turns. 4 more turns and it's ours. Culture chosen. Someone's already reached the ancient era and kept their traditions. We will be dead last. And if you can see here, we're actually going to start getting era stars as a boost. Simply because it helps us the most. But it's not anything, again, I'm upset about or frustrated with, because The AI gets so many buffs at this point that it's going to not have any issues. We're gonna go with burying Lands of the Dead. We're expanding so quickly that future burials, if we wait, could lead to disease as they await processing. We're gonna bury, it's gonna bring us a little bit towards tradition, but it's also gonna give us a good industry boost. And we have plenty that we are working on there. All right, not much else to do. We're gonna just kind of intern spam at the moment. Did someone nab that? I don't know if they did or not. It's very, very rude. They're reaching the point where they're about to have to cave. We are going to attack here. I think they are at war
How can I
with the
aid?
Babylonians, or no, the Mycenaeans. Interesting. So they may actually be a bit vulnerable. Okay, so we have that pressed against them. We have the fate of the free cities. This is the independent peoples. We will go, for the time being, towards mercenary armies, because I want to take them on and use them as much as possible to fight my wars. That sounds like a Phoenician Carthaginian thing to do, right? I think it does. Man, we're having a hard time pushing our own culture, I'll tell you what. And then we'll end up coming this way so I can tag team this city. You know what? We could go ahead and just buy these dudes. Should we buy these dudes? Yeah, let's go ahead and buy them. We got the money. It'll help push this war over here as well, so I'm not going to complain about that. We could invest 100 gold to Nordichico, but I don't think we will.
You have
Let's go ahead and do this. So they are surrendering. They want, they will pay us 100 gold. They will give us Babylon and give us Tojil. And then 355 bucks on top of that. Absolutely.
We thank you.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Thank you for this nice little war. And we get our Aristar on top of it from buying this. Let's go with our Haven. And actually has quite a few places with a lot of coastal tiles, which is going to boost quite a bit. That actually is the best spot, isn't it? Yep, because that's all ocean tile. All right, we're gonna move along there. We will consider pushing them some more. But we also have lots of reasons to go to war over here. So in the next episode, I think we will go after Azure. Now, one thing we will have to consider is that if we take these, we will have to sack them and then recolonize them because we will be over our limit, and -10 influence on this part won't be a good deal. So we started out not fantastic. I was a little scared we were going to have a very, very difficult time processing this and getting all the things done, but it doesn't appear to be the case. In fact, let's go ahead and bump these guys up. We no longer need you. We just don't. Because we do need this so we can get a farmer's quarter and a market quarter. And then we need to work on industry. And I think the best place is going to be around here. And then we can start kind of capitalizing on this and making this region much more beneficial to us. Actually, we're gonna go here. This takes advantage of the mountains. But we're gonna go this way so we can take advantage of these two areas. Alright guys, that is the end of this first episode of our Waterworld campaign. I really hope you enjoyed it. It seems like we're in a bad spot, but we have a lot of things we can do, a lot of things we can conquer and take over. And even though we haven't gotten around to it yet, there's still a few turns from our Byreme. We will start exploring and hopefully being able to take advantage of the ability to start island hopping and discovering the rest of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this campaign so far, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications. You can purchase Humankind on my Nexus GG store, which is a valid key given to you directly from the developers just through the store. It supports this channel directly, so it is always immensely appreciated. Outside of that, we will continue our campaign in the next episode. Let me know your thoughts, anything of that nature. I am mass recording this, so it may not be quite so relevant, but I'm always up for comments and suggestions. Anyways, guys, this is Havoc. I'll see you guys on the next one.